What up, though, Prowl Nation? We are back at it again. It is after Christmas, so I hope you all had a very good holiday and got to spend some time with family and friends and everything else in between. I hope you got everything you asked for. I hope you're giving things to people who needed things. But obviously, we are here to talk about the Detroit Lions versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I don't know how the crew going to look today, but I want to talk some football because my power actually went out, and I had to go and travel to watch the game. And when I came back at halftime, my power was back on. Praise the Lord, saints. All right, now, good people, we have a small crew today. It's right now it's just me and OMG. Could be more people joining. I don't know. We will see. But OMG, man, what's going on?
What's good? What's good, man? How you feel?
I feel really good. I had a lot of fun at Show Expense today in our personal chat, where I basically made 1,000 jokes. I'm going to continue that trend today.
Oh yeah, go on with your jokey jokes, Luke. Go on with it.
Yeah, listen. So for those people who don't know what I'm talking about, the moment they put Chase Daniels in, I conceded, people. I literally conceded, and I joined the dark side, and I absolutely 100% agree that it is time to move on from Matthew Stafford. And not only do I think it's time to move on from Matthew Stafford, but I am 100% sure of this decision because we have Chase Daniels. And not only did I enjoy watching Chase Daniels play offense, play defense, call the plays, coach the team up, it was amazing. And Stafford has never done it.
There you go.
He has never done it. Stafford has never played defense. He has never had to run the ball. He has never had to call plays. He has never done any of these things. And I'm just sitting there saying to myself that to all those people who want Stafford gone, you are right. You're right. I feel so much comfortable with Chase Daniels as the quarterback going forward, people.
Who the hell?
Now, Mike, let's talk, Mike.
Yes, please, dude.
Obviously, the Lions get destroyed today. I'm gonna try not to rant early on. It's gonna probably turn into a rant. But what were your thoughts on that game that you just watched?
That game that I just watched. First of all, I played it well because I played all Tampa Bay players on FanDuel, so I won some money today. Besides that point, first of all, that was another useless ass game that Matt Stafford played, and he hobbled off the damn field. You know what makes me so mad? I'm gonna tell you what makes me so mad, Luke. That all these people were like, bring Stafford back and this and that. It's like, okay, you want to bring Stafford back, but you want to have your 12-year going into his 13-year quarterback playing useless, last two games getting beat up. That Tampa Bay front seven is nasty. You do not want him playing a meaningless game against a nasty front seven that's trying to get right before the playoffs, trying to make the play. Like that's you just don't want that.
Listen, I'm just gonna tell you right now that you're wrong. Okay. F Matthew Stafford. We got Chase Daniels. Did you not see what Chase Daniels did out there?
Stop.
You didn't see that?
See? Man, I don't like Chase Daniel. I don't like him. He's sorry as hell.
Listen.
He's sorry as hell.
You listen. You are in the camp that we got to move on from Stafford. And so what I'm telling you is this. If you are in that camp, then great. Because what I'm telling you is this. I'm agreeing with you because we got Chase Daniels. You saw when Chase Daniels came in how elevated that team was. You see that?
See, stop right there, because Chase Daniel was horrible. Nobody said nothing about having Chase Daniel. We want a competent coaching staff and competent front office to have us a good backup quarterback. Chase Daniel was not a good backup quarterback. So that whole we throwing Chase Daniel. I want to cuss, Luke. I want to cuss, Luke. You gonna make me cuss, Luke?
Listen, okay? I just want to know, Mike. Why are we talking about backups when we got Chase Daniels? Chase Daniels, listen, to me, Chase Daniels, did you see that game he called out there?
First garbage.
He had to coach the game up. He had to play defense. You know how hard it is to play all 11 positions on defense and give up 47 points? That ain't easy. But Chase Daniels did that. That was Chase. You see all them missed tackles? That was on
Chase Daniels horrible. Chase Daniels
only quarterback to throw the ball to himself and catch it. Who does that? Stafford don't do that. And do you see Chase Daniels' record? His record is better than Stafford because he got to do it all. Now, we got PD just joining the show. PD, what's going on, man?
Nothing much. I hope everyone had a good holiday season. I hope everyone had a good day yesterday, and I hope you all have a great day every day. But definitely yesterday. But I'm not going to be on for too long. I hope that's okay with you, Luke. But
it's all good. It's all good.
Like, here's the thing. Like, I'm not overly mad about. I mean, I know I'm not at the point of being emotional at this point in the season. Like, I always want to watch the games, of course. Still, I'm always happy if we get a win. And we did not obviously get a win, but it was a terrible game it was a brutal day, but yeah, yeah, go ahead. You can take it back, Luke.
Listen, I'm just saying, at the end of the day, I don't know how you are not on team Chase Daniels camp. Listen, Stafford is not it. He keep getting hurt. You see his win-loss record today, he lost another game, right? He started the game, he lost it. You know why? Because he didn't finish the game. And this is Stafford's fault. If Stafford did what Chase Daniels did, called the offense, called the defense, played the special teams, threw the ball, ran down there, cashed it, we wouldn't be talking about this. We should have been put Chase Daniels in. This should have been happened. This is amazing to me. Now, for y'all who are just joining in a little late, this is my way of letting those who think that it's time to move on from Stafford, that this is the stupidest damn idea I ever heard in my life. This is how stupid this is. You didn't even get to see a full game of what it looks like. Literally, David Blau came in and played better than Chase Daniels. The moment we signed Chase Daniels, I said, this is the dumbest signing I've ever seen in my life because it made zero freaking sense. It made zero sense.
Yeah,
it was the dumbest signing.
Yeah, no, I remember even when I talked about it when we first signed him, I was like, if Chase Daniels not going to save the season if Stafford goes down, like he's not going to move the needle in any way, shape, or form. He's not. Yeah, Chase Daniel. It was a bad game from Chase Daniel. It was a bad game from everybody, but it was brutal. It was just like Chase Daniel. He's not going to save it. Like this team needs a lot of help and a lot of prayer and a lot of everything, So it's
and listen, the overall view of it for me was this. I want people to understand something. Okay, when you keep a person who is bad for your organization, like Matt Patricia for a third season, Bob Quinn for a third season, when you keep them for that third season, you dig this kind of hole. We've been playing with backups for too long, and my thing is this: when you look at this team, right, you have to ask yourself this simple, essential question. Look at that team today and tell me who was out there playing for their own pride. Who?
Hey, Romeo Okwara, I actually got to give him some credit. Even after his team was getting blown out, he did get that strip sack. So,
okay. So let's go through and look at the list of players who were playing for their own pride because it's a short list. And Mike, a person I know watched the game. We all watched the game, people. But the reality is this: this team is not good. This team is not good. This win-loss record crap that we see, do y'all realize that Blaine Gabbert came in?
He averaged like 10 yards per pass attempts. He was I don't remember if it was exactly 10, but he was close to 10. And then I was like, Blaine Gabbert hitting almost 10 yards per pass attempt.
Right.
It's like
he was literally almost perfect for his first like 5 or 6 passes. Like Like, this is what I don't understand. I don't get this. We are sitting up there talking about things that don't matter, people. Here's what we should be focusing on. Mike, cut me off when you think I'm wrong. Here's what we should be focusing on. We need to focus on what should be the team's identity. And then we need to focus on how do we get to that identity without doing the same things we did from the past as Lions. Moving on from Stafford, taking a huge cap hit and moving on from Stafford is a Lion move. Did y'all see Ndamukong Suh over there? 2 or 3 people trying to stop him. They said that man left. He left Detroit with 45 and a half sacks. I don't think we have 45 sacks as a team. Nope. 45 and a half sacks in 5 years. You do that same 5-year span and show me where we got those kind of numbers. That's production. And when you look at these players and you look at the next head coach and any quarterback, I don't care who it is, ask yourself a question. Can they take the position or the spot of the person ahead of them? If the answer is no, then why are they on this team? What did Chase Daniels bring in here today? What did he do?
Nothing.
What did he bring in here?
Nothing.
If you can't even start this man, you can't even start him. What did he give to this team?
I still say,
I'm just trying to figure this out. And then a guy we have not seen since last season, and David Blau comes in and instantly looks better.
No, I
How?
thought David Blau looked so.
But see, hold on, real quick. That goes on our front office, because how many years has Matt Stafford played without a good backup? Like, how many years has he played, and the dude that come in, he just got done washing somebody's car last week. Like, he's like, oh man, he was doing the car wash. That washed my car. Like, that's, you know what I'm saying? Like, how many years have we had that? That's the front office and the GM. That's their fault for not having that guy. Because New England always got somebody in shotgun, always, and they had the GOAT. They had the greatest QB arguably of the modern era, and they always had a capable QB behind them. We don't have who we have. Chase Daniel, and who do we have that bum from New England before? I forgot his name. Cat. Like, come on, man. These dudes will be the third string or on the scout team or any other team, and we always got them backing up Stafford. For what? Like, we act like Stafford's the Iron Man.
It's not a backing up Stafford issue, though. This is an issue across the board, Mike, and that's where we get lost in translation.
No. I understand.
Issue. Listen,
I understand
Deron Hartman is not a starting safety in this damn league.
No,
he's a starting safety on the Lions.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Right? We look at this. Why are you started to show off with asking, why are we playing Stafford? I asked the same question of why are we playing Stafford and why are we playing Swift? If the person you're bringing in is not bringing you anything to the table that's going to sustain you winning, you might as well see what the young people can do. David Blau should have started this game.
Yes, he should have. I agree with you 100%, Luke.
PD and Mike, did y'all realize that in the second quarter they started putting backups in? Did y'all notice that?
Yeah, no.
No, I didn't. Because I was watching second quarter at work. So
Listen, now Fred Jackson says Matthew Stafford stay hurt and you want to keep him. That's real smart, Luke. Yep. Even a hurt Stafford is better than Chase Daniels. Are you prepared to let Chase Daniels stay on this team?
No.
Are you prepared? No. Are you prepared to let like who are you bringing in? Did you see what happened today? Who I don't give a care if you had Aaron Rodgers today. How does Aaron Rodgers change? How does Aaron Rodgers change?
Oh, come on now. Back that up.
There's pretty much nobody saving this right now. I don't understand. There's nobody coming in, and there's no Messiah. It's a team effort to save this operation. It's not it's not all on the quarterback. It's not all on one player. It's a full team effort to turn this around. And no one can single-handedly turn us around. Like, Aaron Rodgers might give us like 2 or 3 extra wins. He's not saving us, though.
No.
Now the Beer 313 says, not that I want to move on from Stafford, but we can realistically build a team with a quarterback who cap hit would be $34 million next season. It's not. You're rebuilding it around the guy who's behind him. You gotta understand. Next year's a loss. Toss it out the window. You're building your team for the new guy. That's what you're doing. You're going to give him an opportunity that Patrick Mahomes had, that so many other quarterbacks had. It's not telling you to rebuild a team with Stafford. That's not what I'm saying. If we can get rid of Stafford next year without a cap hit, cool. But then my problem is you're going to go out and draft a quarterback, and now who is he sitting behind?
You're going to have to go out and if you do get rid of Stafford, then you're going to have to get a good veteran to play. You're gonna have to go and get Jameis Winston or Ryan Fitzpatrick or somebody.
Listen,
I mean, you're gonna have to. Yeah.
Listen, Stafford is better than those guys that you named.
Of course.
Now, stay with me. I said earlier that we could have had Aaron Rodgers and we don't win this game. And you said backpedal on that. No, I'm not. The defense was giving up damn near 30 yards of play.
Yeah, but Aaron Rodgers can actually play
Aaron Rodgers
damn near mistake-free football. He can play damn near mistake-free football for 4 quarters. Matt Stafford is not capable of playing mistake-free football for 4 quarters, man. You gotta keep it real.
Do this to yourself.
Okay? I'm not doing it, but you're going overboard. You're going overboard.
But
you're going overboard.
Mike, don't do this
to yourself. Aaron Rodgers can beat you in a shootout. Matt Stafford can't beat you in a shootout because Matt Stafford's going to make an error somewhere that costs the team 6 points somewhere, or make a turnover. That's the difference. See, I was with you, Luke. But see, when you get backfire, like,
Mike, let's talk, Mike. Let's talk. I'm finna bring you back to earth. I'm finna get you back here, okay? Because right now, you in that helium balloon and you don't see that the air is leaving out. And I don't want you to crash and burn on this one. So hear me out. Tell me what the quarterback can do that stops a defense who literally is giving up 40 yards in the air on big plays down the field. They gave up 47 points, and the only reason they didn't score no more is because they stopped. What is the quarterback supposed to do to beat that?
A quarterback can engineer drives that sustain drives. Matt Stafford is top 5 in the league in 3 and outs.
Listen.
Now, Aaron Rodgers can sustain drives. That's the only way you stop a team from scoring if your defense can't score is to sustain drives. It's to keep your offense on the field.
Let me ask you a question. If you go down and score a touchdown in a football game, right? You sustain a drive. Let's say you have a 14. No, fuck that. Let's say you got an 18 play drive, right?
You just cuss, Luke?
Yes.
Okay. We're doing that today. Okay. Hey.
Hear me out. Just hear me out. Yeah. You got an 18 play drive. Right. An 18 play drive, and you score, and the other team come out and score on 6 plays on 3 deep passes for a touchdown. And now you come out and you have a 24 play drive and you score another touchdown. And they come out on a 7 play drive and score another touchdown. How long do you think that your offense could sustain this back and forth scoring?
See, that's the thing, Luke, is if you have an 18-play drive, more than likely that team is not going to be able to sustain a long drive. Not going to be able to sustain any type of drive. Most likely it's going to be a 3 and out. If you have an 18-play drive and that team's offense been sitting on the sideline that damn long, then more than likely they're going to have a 3 and out because they're not going to be in rhythm. They're not going to be in rhythm to do that.
I'm going to tell you why you're wrong, Mike. I'm going to tell you why you're wrong. The Lions defense, and PD loves the numbers. The Lions defense today was so horrible.
Trash.
Okay? So horrible. I don't care if you had Jesus as the quarterback. They could not stop scoring. They could not stop them from scoring. All their plays came from big chunk yardage. And at the end of the day, I don't care who you have at quarterback. Okay? Because at the end of the day, I'm telling you that you can't do nothing with that. They're giving up too many points. And to prove my point to you, I can show you seasons where Aaron Rodgers were scoring plays, but their defense sucked so bad that the other team was scoring so fast and so often, it didn't matter. The name of the game is to have more points at the end of 60 minutes.
Right.
And this is not a Stafford issue. This is the problem. This is where my problem come in at with us as Lions fans. You're so focused on talking about the quarterback, and you're so focused on putting the attention on the quarterback. This team is full of backups.
Yes, it is. I agree with you 100%.
This team is full of people that if you had legitimate starters on other teams, they're not taking their spots. As you said, Mike, you go out there and you're getting people who was at the grocery store to back up people. This is not a winning formula. This ain't got nothing to do with that.
You're right. It's a staffing issue. I said that from the get-go. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is I'm not even trying to put this like all the focus on Matt Stafford because that's not what I really want to talk about today. You know what I'm saying? But since you're bringing it up, you know what I'm saying? Like The thing about it is this, okay? You have to at some point in time play a mistake-free game, right? You have to have minimal mistakes in games. And Stafford is not capable of that. He's going to throw them 4 or 5 passes a game that you're like, what in the hell? Like, what is you doing? Like, come on, like everybody sees, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's the thing is you can't do that if you want to be a successful team going forward. Because your quarterback cannot make those passes where everybody in the stadium and the coach on the sideline is like, what the hell are you doing?
I'm just gonna say this right now. I'm not tolerating that. Not today. Not today. You can't tell me, you can't come in here and spew this BS about Stafford, but then be like, I don't like Chase Daniels neither. Then what the hell? Of
course, because Chase Daniels sucks.
Okay, so my question is, who is the replacement that don't suck?
That's what I said. That's what I said. That's a staffing issue. That's what I said. First off, the first thing I said, Luke, was a staffing issue.
Now stop right there. Stop right there. Now that we got to that point, we don't need to talk about the quarterback. We need to talk about the overall problem, because it ain't the quarterback. There's an overall problem here with backups. I found it funny today. Some of y'all are probably not going to agree with me, but I happen to pay attention to this, that Jelani Tavai was playing inside linebacker with Jared Davis. And it's funny how often he was actually in the plays and near the plays as an inside linebacker versus outside. Funny how that works.
Yeah.
Funny how that works. It's funny how the Lions came into the day with a completely made up coaching staff, and the NFL wouldn't even let them switch it. But why should they? There's no implications for this team. There's no playoff implications for this team. What am I switching your game for?
For fairness? I mean, because check this out, Luke. Okay, if you told me right now, okay, if y'all don't play the game today and y'all can play the game tomorrow, y'all have your whole coaching staff. But if y'all play this game today, then you're not gonna have half your coaching staff. Like, come on, man. That's come on, man. That's simple as 1, 2, 3, man. Then okay, we'll move the game tomorrow like it was supposed to be before we did this, anyways. But now they're gonna hold it to today and make the whole coaching, like half the coaching staff be out. Like, come on, Luke. That's dumb. That's dumb.
I don't think Peter, you think that's dumb? I don't think it's dumb.
I would have definitely liked for them to move it, but it is what it is. You gotta work with what you got, and today we just didn't have much to work with, and the results showed. And that life's not fair. That's pretty much all I can say is life's not fair. Yeah. You just gotta find a way to somewhat overcome it. But
but let's be honest. Even if we had our coaching staff, what was they going to do different from today? Like, y'all understand, this defense was horrible.
I feel like if we had I feel like it would have just been like 21-40 instead of what it was. If we had our guys, it would have been like 21-40 instead of 47-7. Like, this team was just we're so overmatched, and we're just such a not talented team. Like, that's the problem. We're not a talented team right now. There's not much we can do. Like, we have a lot of work to do. Am I even answering your question, Luke, or not really?
No, listen. The bottom line is this. You answering the question, but the bottom line is this. When you look at this team, we could have had that same interim coaching staff. It wasn't going to change nothing.
We still would have lost. Absolutely.
We still was taking the L.
No, absolutely. No, yeah.
Like, I don't understand why is this a thing for people. Like, I don't understand this. Well, there's some things in this game that I thought was good, yes, but there were some things that I did not understand. Like, why is Stafford playing? Why is Swift playing? Why is Chase Daniels getting put in? Right? Like, this, I don't understand this. And we got to talk about this too, because this been happening way too often. Okay, Amani Oruwariye been getting that ass bust lately.
Yeah, he's on a bad streak right now, for sure.
and you know why most of that is? You know what most of that is?
There's so many reasons to go over. Honestly,
there's one really big one. You know what that really big reason is?
Pass rush.
Nope.
Different reason.
Safety play.
Oh, actually, that's a good point that you mentioned. Like, Harmon on that one play, I was like, What do you do? Why are you going up? Was there? I don't even remember what happened on that one play down the middle. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but he cheated up. It looked like it was for no reason, honestly. You know what I'm talking about, Luke?
Yep. I know. Listen, I watch him religiously because I cannot believe that he's a starter on this team. And when we got him, I wasn't hype about him. Right. Just like I was confused about why we took Will Harris. Then I remember PD. Remember last year? For the last year, I kept saying we need the most mean, dysfunctional, athletic safety we can get, and if that should be Isaiah Simmons, we should take him. Right? That's all I kept saying.
No, you did say that. No, I thought we were. I was honestly shocked that we didn't take him, especially after you did your little breaking the Bob Quin code and stuff. I was like, wow, we didn't take him. I'm shocked. But like, no. We need a lot. I don't think Simmons could save this catastrophe. There's no one player that's saving. We need a collection of good players. Like it. See, here's the thing. Like with all these great teams, teams that win the Super Bowl, they win the Super Bowl because they have very few holes on the team, like extremely minimal. And even when there's a hole on the team, like that hole, like come playoff time, like that hole. You see that hole get patched up, like the offensive line's playing like crap during the regular season. They fight, and if they go on to win the Super Bowl, like they patch it up during the playoffs. Or a defense is struggling during the regular season, they go on to win the Super Bowl, they patch it up in the playoffs. I guess my overall point is this is a whole team effort. Like this team needs a lot of work, I guess, is my overall point. And we're just not a good team, and we don't have enough good players. We have so many there's just so many holes on this roster. It just baffles me. There's so many holes on this roster.
If anybody watched that game and came away and said this is a Stafford issue, you don't know football. This team top to bottom sucks. It sucks. I'm trying not to curse, but it's frustrating.
Like there's no one that's saving us. I don't even know if I don't even know if prime Tom Brady could have salvaged this mess today. Like right. I have so much respect for Tom Brady, but dude, this team needs. I don't know about this team needs just so much help. I can't say it enough. This team needs so much help right now.
I believe it was Steve-O. Who said that the biggest problem was that nobody wanted to play for Patricia, so therefore you had to go after these backups. Y'all realize that most of the people on our team got their first start here in Detroit. Like seriously. That was on New England, that was on other teams, and they were career backups. Could not break through. And I'm telling you, it's the safety play on this team is terrible. They dropped bombs on us all day. All day. They weren't even afraid of it. They still got Tracy Walker in the box. Why? Because Deron Hartman can't play in the box. Because he's a backup. I put a stat up that showed that after his first season, compared to even Tavon Wilson, he's worse.
And we know how you felt about Tavon.
And I can't stand Tavon Wilson. He's not good. And this guy is worse. Okay? This guy is worse. I say things and people think I'm batshit crazy. They think I'm crazy. Because, it's not a popular opinion. What is he seeing? That don't make sense. But I'm being objective.
Yeah, no, Harmon. He even
for a second. Hey, appreciate the support, man.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say I just want to expand on Harmon. I don't know what he's looking at. A lot of times, when he's cheating up for no reason, or he's biting on routes easily, and just all types of stuff. You know, I mean, I don't know what Harmon's doing.
Dude, it does not make sense. I'm gonna tell y'all another thing. This is gonna blow y'all mind. Did y'all happen to see that we didn't miss as many tackles today, though? Did y'all keep a track of that? I was watching that.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, that one did do a pretty good job on that. I guess can I give a shout out to one other unit that I thought did a pretty good game today?
Go ahead.
I thought special teams actually had, even outside of the punt return, maybe I don't remember well, but I felt like our coverage units were doing a pretty good job for the most part. So our special teams, our
special teams usually do a pretty good job, though.
But here's the thing, though. I'm gonna point out something else to all the people who because I know there's a lot of people who hate Jared Davis, right?
Dude, Jared Davis, I actually saw him make it. He was like everywhere. Even when he missed the play, he was everywhere. And then he was still kind of
the worst part about it though,
because he's playing for that contract.
no, it ain't in the contract. You know the worst part about it was? Go back and look at the film. Just watch the game and don't do nothing but focus on him. Tell me how many times before he even can take a step into the line of scrimmage, a lineman had already got to the second level to block him. The D line couldn't even keep the lineman off of him. That's part of their job. Linebackers couldn't even scrape and run because the D line couldn't keep him off of him. Steve-O says Tavon Wilson would be an upgrade over Harmon. That's a shame.
Yeah,
it's a shame. The truth. Quincy Bell Sports, shout out to him. He in the building, man. He got his YouTube channel. He is a Bears fan, but you will get all of your college sports with him as well, particularly basketball, which is his strange addiction, and I love it. So check him out if you can. He says, funny, didn't know this game was today. I wish I didn't know. My power went out, people. My power went out, and I had to leave because the house got cold and go to a family member's house to finish watching the game. And I came back at halftime, and my power was back on. And I'm telling you, it's a different beast. Boss Up 313 says safety from Illinois. That's all I'm going to say, Luke G. I know who you're talking about. He ain't Andre Cisco. he ain't Andre Cisco. That boy want the ball, and I want people who want the ball. Tavai played decent today. He did.
He did because he was inside
linebacker.
Inside, yeah. But you know what? That was Patricia, man. They always got the outside line because their outside linebackers are always big, plodding guys like Kyle Van Noy and those type of bigger dudes is always their outside linebackers. I don't know why. I don't know why that theory even exists still, but that's how they do it.
Right. Roland G says, look at it this way. Bob Quinn was hired in 2016. That's 4 years. That being said, it will take the Lions now 4 years to get back. Wrong, Roland G. I'm going to tell you why. It could take longer or it could be shorter because your next hire could be your best hire. And if you hire the right person who knows how to utilize talent, then I think it shouldn't take no whole 4 years. However, I'm going to be evaluating the next head coach with a 5-year minimum. What that means is this. If the first year he come out and I see that he's making the right coaching decisions, he automatically gets 5 years minimum to get this together. But if he come out and I see the same things I saw in Patricia, I want him going after the first season. It is what it is.
I agree with you, Luke. I agree with you 100%.
You know, that's how I hear. Anyone want to play Minecraft? I stay away from that game. They take too much of my money away. Let's see. Follow me on Instagram, Delusional Lions Fan. I am already following you on Instagram. I've been following you. You be having some good stuff, so I definitely follow you.
But hey, Luke, let me add this in though. It's gonna be on the GM first, and the GM. That's why, honestly, to be for real, we have to get Rick Smith or John or Dorsey. We're gonna have to get either one of them because we're gonna have to do it through the draft. Just like them cheeseheads do. You're gonna have to do it through the draft. You know what I'm saying? And that means you're gonna have to be top notch hitting on your draft picks. We need a GM who can draft Pro Bowlers. That's what we need.
Well, Mike, I'm gonna disagree with you. I'm gonna tell you why. I don't want to do it like nobody else. I want them to do it like the Lions.
Oh yeah, no, I understand that, but we're gonna have to do it through the draft just because who's gonna come here? Who's gonna come here? Nobody wanna come here until we start winning, until we start showing a change. And the only way that's gonna happen is if we draft right and we draft properly. You know what I'm saying?
I think the bigger issue is it's not just drafting. It's not just picking up free agents. It's being able to take care of those who do well for you. When you got a guy like Kenny Galladay who has yet to be signed, people see that. They remember what happened to Kenny Galladay. They see how us as a fan base treat our players. We're part of the problem too. This fan base is terrible. Do you have any idea how easy it is for? I've talked to some of these NFL players, and they have flat out told me that, man, it's some great fans here, but there's some fans here who don't know a thing about football. They play Madden all damn day and fantasy football and want to come and talk to you about how you doing your job. Couldn't tell you what a route was, couldn't tell you anything.
Right. No, I agree with you, Luke. I agree with you, Luke.
So,
I agree.
it's a compound issue that need to be addressed. Now, PD, because PD like numbers, I don't want to put him on the spot. PD, tell me something that really jumped out to you today that you looked and said, "Wow, that's different."
In a good or a bad way, or either
good or bad, however you want to do it.
When they showed that thing on the screen, when they showed that there were 3 Tampa Bay Buccaneers players that had more total yards than the Lions as a whole had, that jumped out to me. I was like, oh wow, it's not good. That's what jumped out to me today in terms of the numbers.
Black Inuyasha, who has one of the coolest pictures up I've ever seen. Beautiful dog. He says, I hope we trade Stafford to a better team so when he throws the game away, he has no excuses. What's you Stafford fanboys going to say then? I'm not a Stafford fanboy. I'm Team Chase Daniels. I want the Lions to keep Chase Daniels.
Come on, man.
Why not?
Because Chase Daniels is horrible.
So,
but you acting like. But see, the thing is stop with the perpetuating this thing. Like, if we don't get Matt Stafford, then we're gonna have Chase Daniels. No, we not. Because if a competent GM come in here, Chase Daniels not gonna be the damn backup.
Okay,
he's not. But they're gonna have a competent player as the backup. If not, replacing Stafford. Like, they're not gonna have that dude, man. They're not gonna have him. They're gonna have Rick Meyer, Jeff George, none of them bums backing up Stafford, man. Come on, man.
Listen, let me ask you then, Mike. If we get rid of Stafford, who's the starting quarterback? The guy we drafted or somebody else?
It depends. That's you can't really say right now. It's too early.
No, Mike.
It is. No, it's too early. You can't say that.
Mike, you've already said that I cannot assume that it's going to be Chase Daniels, right?
Right.
All right. So I'm agreeing with you, right?
Okay.
I can't assume that.
Right.
But I want you to also understand is this. You can't assume that the next quarterback who comes in is going to be better.
No, of course not. Of
All
course
right.
not.
So my question is to you. I'll give you the free agents if you need me to. I'll give them to you if you need me to.
Right.
You tell me, who are we going to replace them with then? See, this
it's too early. It's too early.
This is where I start to get on people's head for saying crazy stuff that don't make sense. If you're telling me we're moving on from this quarterback, fine. Who are we replacing them with? Because if it's not the person that we're drafting, then who?
Because you can go both ways. You're gonna have to go both ways. If you get rid of Stafford, you're gonna have to draft a quarterback, and you're gonna have to get a good backup. You're gonna have to get a guy who can possibly start, and you know what I'm saying. You have to do that. You can't do one or the other.
Let's go through and play devil's advocate, right? Just for you, Mike. Just for you.
Yeah. Okay.
You said already that if you do that, you have to draft a quarterback, and you got to get a good backup. But my question ain't about getting a good backup, and we already in agreement that you got to draft his replacement. But my belief is let him play next year, and then move on from it when it's financially feasible, which allows the new guy a chance to learn. So my question is, hold on, wait. So my question is here's the list of quarterbacks who could be possible free agents this year. Mm-hmm. Dak Prescott. You think we getting Dak Prescott?
Hell no. Nah.
Okay, let's keep going. Phillip Rivers. You want Phillip Rivers in there?
No, I don't want nobody. No,
okay,
no.
Hold on. Let's keep going. Jacoby Brissett. You want Jacoby Brissett in there to lead the way for the new guy?
No, not really.
What about Mitchell Trubisky?
Don't say that. Don't say that.
What about Ryan Fitzpatrick?
He wouldn't be that bad of an option.
Okay, so he wouldn't be that bad of an option. 38 years of age, wouldn't be that bad of an option, and has good games in spurts, which is something you're complaining that you say Stafford do. But okay, we're gonna keep going. Tyrod Taylor.
He's a bridge quarterback type of guy. Okay. He's not going to be a starter for years to come, but he's a bridge guy though.
Here, I'm just going to rattle the names off. You just tell me when y'all hit somebody that you like, because this could be faster. Ready? Here we go. AJ McCarron, Andy Dalton, Colt McCoy, Nate Peterman, Robert Griffin III, Matt Barkley, Nate Stubblefield, Matt Schaub, Cam Newton, Joe Flacco, Ryan Griffin, Mike Glennon, Geno Smith, Blaine Gabbert, Jameis Winston, Brian Hoyer, Josh McCown, Brett Hundley, Sean Minnie, C.J. Beathard, Brandon Allen, Nick Mullins, Garrett Gilbert, Josh Dobbs, Kyle Allen, David Blau, Tim Boyle. Them are all right there so far. A long list of free agents. Who you bringing in to replace him? If not the guy that you drafted.
Now, the guy that I'm drafting is eventually just say this: the guy that I'm drafting is going to eventually replace him sometime next season, if not game one. You know what I'm saying? But you do have to bring in a backup.
That's not my question, Mike.
But then you're not really asking you asking basically a setup question then.
No, because I'm giving you your options. You're going to draft a guy and start him, or you're taking one of these other dudes to move on from Stafford.
No, because look what Miami did. Miami started Tua. When did they start Tua? Like after 6-7 weeks, right? Yeah. Okay, so that's you can do that. You don't have to start a guy right away, but you can know he's going to start at some point in time during the season. It just depends on when he's ready.
That's a Lions move.
Well, it's
not. That's not a Lions move.
My only problem is I don't think any quarterback, if a quarterback has to start for this particular team, the way this team is currently constructed, I feel like you're just almost begging for that quarterback to be a bust. That's how I feel about that whole thing.
Kind of. You kind of right, but that's going to depend on the GM though. The GM is going to have to start hitting on draft picks. We've drafted horribly. We hit on a couple here and there, but we drafted horribly. Okay, so you know what I'm saying? You can't really say, well, he's going to start. Quarterbacks always start off with the team first. They they rarely build a team and then just go grab a quarterback. But the quarterback grows with the team.
It's been done before, and it has worked.
I mean, it has worked, but
here's my point though, Mike. Even with what you just said, Mike, those teams who did build a team have had more success than those who tossed a quarterback out there. Andrew Luck will probably still be playing if he wasn't just tossed to the wolves like he was. A lot of teams do this, and it is proven to be a mistake. You cannot keep repeating the history and wonder why you're getting the same results. Now, stay with me. I just named all your possible options that you can bring in to replace them. Anything outside of that, if you say the word trade, that means some type of draft capital on a team who already has 5 draft picks. So you can't say trade, which means that even if you bring in a rookie quarterback and you let him start at some point in the first season, I'm telling you that's a Lions move. Stafford didn't come here and start immediately. He sat out a couple of games, then they put him in. Okay?
Right.
He did the same thing with Joey Harrington. The same thing. That's a Lions move. The history has shown that don't work. But my bigger point that I was trying to make to you is none of the people I named made you feel good that you can either get or will be able to come in and replace them. And that is the proof in the pudding that there's no more need to keep talking about this Stafford stuff. Let him finish his contract and move on.
But no veteran quarterback that you get is gonna be your guy. You're for sure he's gonna be the guy here for years. They're all bridge guys. I'll take a few of those guys as a bridge guy while we got that young guy.
Why would I do that? Why would I do that when I could just keep Chase Daniels? You said I can't assume that Chase Daniels.
I'm not going because Chase Daniels is not good. He had one good game against the Lions, ironically. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And then and he ain't been doing nothing since.
Okay, but what I'm trying to point out is this. I've named to you all the names of the quarterbacks.
Right.
Who would you pick? Let's say you move on from Chase Daniels and you move on from Stafford. Who is your starting quarterback?
I pick Ryan Fitzpatrick.
So this is my point. You're willing to take the 38-year-old quarterback who has spurts of success because you don't like the 32-year-old quarterback who has spurts of success.
No, because the thing is time is time. You know what I'm saying? you know how you hold on to them old pair of shoes, like, but these are my babies. I don't want to. And your wife
No, I
like,
don't do that.
look, throw them shoes like, no, let it look like throw them shoes out. And you like, no, man, they still got some miles, they still got some tread on them. I can still walk around outside and I can still mow the lawn. And then she like, no, throw them out. And she like, no, and then she gets you some new shoes. And you're like, oh man, these do feel a little bit more comfortable than the old ones that I love so much. Like, it's that type of thing, man. It's like it's not the fact that Stafford is be better to have somebody else. It's time to move on. That's what it is. It's been 12 years. It's time to move on. So if we do gotta take that cap hit, if we do gotta, have somebody backing up that's not that good, that's cool. It's just time to move on. That's all I'm saying. It's time, yo. Like, stop procrastinating that.
Mike.
What?
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
I believe that everything that has a truth can be true across platforms, right? Like, truth is absolute. Like 1 + 1 is 2, right?
Right.
That's truth. All right.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a job and your job is paying you 6 figures, right?
Right.
And let's say you deciding that you want to go get another job. What are the odds of you taking a job that's going from paying 6 figures to you making, like, say,
7 figures?
No, we're not. Listen, 7 figures. That's the mecca. We know he ain't going no farther than that. But we're gonna play devil's advocate here. Let's say you got a job and you make $120,000 a year, and you decide that, I want to find a new job. What's the chance of you taking a job that pays you $30,000 a year?
That there's probably not none, but listen, that was a bad analogy. I'm gonna give you a better analogy.
No.
I'm gonna give you a better one. No, because this one fits
this is my analogy.
Situation, though.
No, this is no. This is my analogy.
Okay, right? I got you. Yeah.
So indulge me. Stay with me and indulge me. Okay.
Right.
Now, Black and you, I should have said he would take Dak over Stafford. The question is, can you get him here? That's the question. And he's looking for a big payday. So you're going to end up taking Dak over Stafford, and you're going to pay him more than you paid Stafford. And you're not going to get anything different. But can you get him here? It's the first problem. And if your answer is yes, then you're going to have to tell me what we're paying him, because if he's charging Dallas, who's already had a ready-made offensive line, a running back, defense, and everything else spot on for him, and bringing him to the Lions, what is he texting us? So that's just food for thought. Now, stay with me.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You got a job that pay $120,000, but you sick.
Right.
Are you taking a job that makes $30,000 a year?
Of course not, Luke. What kind of question is this, man?
Stay with me. Stay with me. The question I'm asking you is this. You have a quarterback who you admittedly said is better than most of the people I named, yet you are insisting on them taking a lesser talent just to move on. Not to move on with a plan, not to move on with a purpose, but to move on. And then draft another quarterback just so he can do what? Play in the season, which the Lions have already did and proven that it don't work outside of Stafford. And you want to do just that. That is my point.
No.
That is my point.
I mean, that's kind of a point, Luke, but it's like this, okay? I'm gonna counter you with this, okay?
Okay.
You had a job, right?
Yeah.
You had a job. You got the dude who works real good, and he makes a little bit more money, but he does everything on point, and he's good. He'll have his downfall sometime, but overall he's good. How many times at that job have you seen them fire that dude for the new dude, the young guy who might not be as good, but he's cheaper, and they like, okay, we'll grow with him, we'll build, and we'll start him. How many times has that happened in the workforce across America? That has happened a lot, and that's what time it is.
Yeah, but
that's what time it is.
That's what happened with that same approach. There's also litigation. See, when I used to work at GM, they did that same thing. They got rid of all the high-paying people and brought in all these cheap workers, and now all of a sudden, things ain't working in the car that was supposed to be working. Parts that were supposed to be in the car are not in the car anymore. It's a reason why there are certain things that have come out with companies like Ford, who has admitted to the government, yeah, we knew there was a problem with our transmissions, but we try to keep the cost down.
Right.
So now what you're saying is yeah, you got cheaper labor, but the cheap becomes the expensive. And so what ended up happening is now you got these cheap labor people up in here because they don't have no morals or no values. They don't care if they lose this job or not. This is probably the highest paying job they got.
Right.
But those other people who had that $130,000 a year job were trying to keep that job. They were trying to keep that job. So yes, the cheap becomes the expensive. And I'm just pointing out the biggest problem with this team is the fan base, number one. And number two, we don't have the talent across the board that should be there.
Right.
And when we do get the talent, we're not utilizing it.
Well, that's going to come with that GM. That's why I want Dorsey or I want Smith to be the GM, because you're going to have to draft talent first to even play here, to even have free agents consider coming here. You're going to have a talent pool, and it's going to have to be through the draft. There's no way around it. It's going to have to be. That's the only way we're going to do it. We're not going to get some amazing free agent pool that come in here, and no, we're not going to do that. We're going to have to do it through the draft. That's why Dorsey or Smith got to be the GM, because they draft Pro Bowlers. And
well,
that's what we need.
I got bad news for you. I got bad news. The Lions are not waiting on Dorsey. They're not. They're not waiting on Dorsey. They're waiting. They need to get somebody in here ASAP, and I'm guaranteeing you they're not waiting on Dorsey. Dorsey is going to be in the playoffs for a while. You think they finna sit there and wait on that? No,
probably not.
Now, Scum J says, y'all talking about getting rid of Stafford with that cap hit. How are we supposed to build a team? Scum J, I don't know.
It's supposed to be a little bit less this year, ain't it? In this offseason, it's supposed to be a little bit less, but I can't put my finger on it, but it's supposed to be less. Because
no, it's not supposed to be less. It's still going to be $19 million at the minimum. That's a $19 million cap hit.
Yeah, I feel like that's too big at this moment.
I mean, it is okay. So if you keep Stafford, okay, let's say we do keep Stafford, that's going to be an excuse for you not to go draft a quarterback in the first round. We must draft a quarterback in the first round. Forget what everybody's talking about. Oh, we got to build the defense. No, you have to draft a quarterback in the first round. Especially if you like,
I agree with that.
Especially if you like, oh, this is Stafford's last year. Then get that first round guy, groom him, and then next year let him play. But don't go here and get a third, fourth round quarterback and then throw him out there after Stafford going to be like, oh, see, we weren't going to be nothing with a quarterback. No, because you got that third or fourth round bum out there trying to play. Go get a quarterback in the first round like Matt Stafford was in the first round, and then maybe you'll have a little bit more success. Don't go in the second, third, fourth, fifth round looking for a QB when you know you should get one in the first round.
Well, I'm not going to say necessarily in the first round. It depends on where we're picking. You got to understand something. It depends on where you're picking. If I were to go through right now and look at the draft as it stands right now, just look at the draft right now. And I'm telling you, if you are picking in the top 12, you have to take a quarterback. If you are outside of the top 12, you can now go all defense at that point. And the reason you can go defense at that point is because in the top 12, you're still guaranteed to get one of the top three quarterbacks.
Right.
So what the overall view that I'm looking at is this. So let's just say we playing devil's advocate. Right now, Jacksonville is number one. Are they taking a quarterback, PD? You feel confident in that?
Is Jacksonville taking a quarterback? Yeah. I feel pretty good.
Everybody feel confident that they're taking a quarterback, right?
That's I don't know. I mean, they might, but it's a high probability, but they might not. There's a chance that they couldn't know.
Okay, if Jacksonville is not taking a quarterback, then who are they taking?
Probably maybe a defensive end.
Okay.
They might take a pass rusher.
First overall. What DN are they taking first overall?
I can't. I'm not even real good at the draft class right now.
With Trevor Lawrence on the board. Okay. Listen,
Trevor's going first. New York just got Trevor.
Jacksonville is first overall, and I asked, "Are they taking a quarterback?" And you said it's a very good chance that they're not.
I didn't know they were, I thought the Jets was first. Okay, well, yeah, they taking Trevor then. Then they is. Yeah, they is.
Stay with me. Let me jump on this really quick. Black NU says EZ Sports Dak is better than Stafford. Dak is more consistent, less interception prone. Not to mention Stafford has 3 to 4 more years in over Dak. Dak ain't never carried that team by himself. In fact, there's an interesting stat out about Dak that when he's thrown the ball over 29 times, those teams have lost. He do so much better when they can run the ball and ask him to manage the game. So if you're telling him to manage the game, then my question is he's no different than A-Rod and some of these other quarterbacks who are asked to manage the game and not win it. So at that point, you're still at point one. Now, let's go through. I just want to explain to y'all that this is how this thing works. All right. You have to be able to somewhat predict what's going to happen. So we got Jacksonville taking a quarterback. The next team to pick will be the Jets. Are they taking a quarterback?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that's 2 quarterbacks off the board already. Now we get to pick 3, which is the Bengals. Are they taking a quarterback?
No.
Which means that we can assume that they're taking the best offensive tackle from out of God, what the hell is his name? Swingwell, whatever it's there. I'm drawing a blank. But okay, let's go down to the pick number 4, Carolina Panthers. Are they taking a quarterback?
Possibly.
No,
yeah, they might.
No.
Okay.
They just gave a huge contract to Teddy Bridgewater, and they have consistently added weapons to assist him. They're going to take a tight end. They're going to take a tight end, or they're going to trade that pick out and then still get their tight end. But they're not taking a quarterback.
Right.
The Falcons at the 5th pick, are they taking a quarterback?
That's also kind of possible.
Now that is a possibility.
Yeah, it's possible. I agree.
If their defense wasn't so bad.
Right. But see, Luke, you proved my point, right? You proved my point that I made about 4 or 5 weeks ago. And you know what that is. I'm not going to say it because you act like, oh, my God. You act over dramatic about it.
Thank you, Darn. I can never pronounce this dude's name. I suck at names. Y'all know this. But stay with me. Let's sit there and say that they actually decide to go with the defense, right? And they decide to go with the defense, which I think they will, because I think they want to add some pass rush. They are okay with Matt Ryan, right? Now, stay with me. Plus, you got to be able to look at the possibilities. Now, we come up on Miami, and Miami is sitting at 6. Are they adding a quarterback?
No.
Highly doubt it.
Nope.
No.
But you know what they could be adding? A Jamar Chase. They could be adding a defensive lineman. They could be adding a running back. There's a lot of things they can add there. But stay with me. We come up on the Eagles. Are the Eagles taking a quarterback?
Maybe. Oh, that's the.
They got Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
Depends on how sold you are on Jalen Hurts. After
you have
to see more of a sample size out of Jalen Hurts before I give an answer on Philly.
I agree.
Okay.
But Luke, you just proved my point, Luke, of what I said 4 or 5 weeks ago.
Which is what?
The T word, man. Stop acting like you don't know what I said, Luke. You know what I said.
No, which is what? Listen, I don't want to assume. I want to make
sure. Listen. I said we need to send people home on vacation. That's what I said. We need to send people home on vacation. Let them go home, sip Mai Tais with their wife on the beach in Jamaica or something. I said that.
Listen,
I said that because we in this exact because I didn't want to be in this exact position that we in now, not making the playoffs, but our record is high, so now we outside the top 10. That's the exact position I did not want us to be in, and we here now.
As of right now, the Lions are picking 8th in the NFL draft,
right?
And so they're in the top 10.
I know, but Luke, I did not want us to win no more games, Luke, because I knew we was gonna be in this position. I knew 4 or 5 weeks ago when y'all was like, man, we still in the playoff hunt. Why we gonna do that? That's what you said to me, though. You said who gonna throw it when they in the playoff hunt? I'm like, man, we ain't going no damn playoffs, man. I mean, I try to be positive, but
always be trying to make the playoffs.
Look, man, that's not being realistic.
Listen, you cannot tank and expect to get any free agents. You can't.
We're going to free agents, period.
Nobody is joining a loser, bro. You have
nobody's joining the Lions, man.
Listen to me. Listen to me for a minute, Mike. You have people like Richard Sherman pick the 49ers, who had a worse record than the Lions, over the Lions because of their history, because of what they had. You cannot tank in this thing. You didn't need to tank. Your team sucks. Okay? Everybody want to talk about tanking. The Jets are trying to win. They did win. They don't care what these simple-minded fans are saying about, oh, well, you know what? We're going to go tank and get ourselves a player. It does not matter.
It's not what the fans want, Luke. They're tanking. The whole point of tanking was to avoid this exact predicament that we're in now. You debating, talking about, oh, well, are we even going to be in a position to grab one of the better quarterback? That's the whole reason to do what I said before, because now we're here in this exact position that I didn't want us to be in. This is the exact position that I said we was going to be in. If
you didn't want us to be in that position, then you should have been saying Patricia should have been fired after the first season. But you wasn't. You was okay with giving them more time. No.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I was.
You was okay with giving them more time. So the position you didn't want to be in was already set in motion the moment you, the fan that they listened to, was okay with them coming back for a third year.
You can't do that, Luke. You can't. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Hold on. Wait a minute. You saw what happened today. It's the same problem that has always been since Patricia was here. The defense sucks. Okay? They suck year 1. They suck year 2. Here it is, year 3. Defense still sucks. You was going to be in a position anyway.
I just want to ask OMG a question because I just don't understand. I don't understand this. Can I ask OMG a question real fast, Luke?
Go ahead.
All right. OMG, do you think the quarterback, like you say, like I feel like you think that there's going to be a savior? Like, what do you expect out of the next quarterback that comes in?
No, I don't expect him to be a savior.
Oh, what do you expect out of him?
I expect new blood and for us to go in motion, man. Like Stafford can be successful somewhere else, or he can retire, whatever. It's time to move on. It's time to ride that ship, get it up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like as much, and Stafford has been good. He's been great at times for us, but it is a time for new blood. And that is exactly why I was like, man, we in that little range right now where we can still get a top quarterback and we send these people home. You know what I'm saying? Early for the season.
Do you think that top quarterback? How long do you think it'll take for that top quarterback to save us, or do you think he's going to save us at all?
I just think I don't see it. It's not about saying. It's about needing new blood. Stafford has his time is up. You know what I'm saying? Like his time is up. We need to start anew. Like he need to take Damo back with his ass. Y'all both go. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? Like we just need a fresh start. You know what I'm saying? And that's all it is.
You don't think he's going to save us? You don't think the next quarterback's going to save us?
That's
my whole point.
Savior.
It's a team effort to save this thing.
I agree. But it's time for new blood, man. It's time, man. It's time.
Mike, let me ask you a question. Mike.
What's up?
Listen. I'm finna show you what you're saying, right? You know anything about organ donation?
Not really.
All right. In organ donations, if a person needs an organ and they have, say, an addiction, whether it be alcohol or drugs, right? They are not put at the top of the list for a new organ. Do you know why? Because there's a good chance that person will just simply waste that good organ. Well, that's the Lions. The Lions are this team that you have to look at and say, do they have a bad addiction? And they do. They haven't quite put it together. And so there's somebody that you were saying need to be injected for new blood, a new organ of sorts. But the problem is the universe won't allow for them to have that new organ because they keep doing it the wrong way. And until they do it the right way, they're not going to get it right. And so you can interject that new blood. But if that new blood is not coming in to be the savior, if that new blood is not coming in to be above what you already don't like about Stafford, then what's the point of injecting new blood just to be injecting it?
But you're not injecting new blood. Just injected that. When we get that quarterback, that's gonna come. Our GM is already gonna be here. Our coach is already gonna be here. So basically, you didn't change out the tubes. You didn't change out like tissue around the heart. Now you just don't want to get rid of it. It's like now you got them tubes, them brand new tubes, them brand new cartilage, the brand new muscles pump into that same old heart. Come on, man. No, I don't want it. I want a new one.
You can listen.
You want a new one just to have a new one, it sounds like.
Right.
No. Listen, man. Y'all, why are y'all fighting this? So why y'all in love with him or something?
Listen, OMG, listen. Look, I don't entirely disagree. Like it's pretty much that it's just that time. I don't entirely disagree. But at the same time, like we are not a quarterback away from saving this thing. No, like I'm just thinking,
not close.
No, I just want to I'm going to use Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert for my examples. Here's the thing, like I believe in both of those quarterbacks, like I really do. But there's one thing I don't believe in. I think Burrow in particular. I think he'll always be great. I think he'll always be an amazing quarterback. But I don't think he's ever going to get recognized as an amazing quarterback because what's he playing for? He's playing for the Bengals. And Carson Palmer, he couldn't handle it anymore. He demanded a trade out of the Bengals. Like, he took control of his career. But I don't know if Joe Burrow will ever get the necessary help on the Bengals. Like, I guess my overall point is I feel like a quarterback coming into this situation without I don't disagree. Like, we might need to draft we do need to draft a quarterback at some point in this draft. But if you start a quarterback on this team, I just feel like you're begging for that quarterback to be a bust because it's going to hurt. Like this quarterback, he's probably won his entire career. He's done everything right. And now he's come to the Lions. Is like, oh man.
PD, let me ask you, would Joe Burrow have benefited more from sitting behind Andy Dalton?
I probably, honestly, yeah. I
actually meanwhile, he's over there with how many torn ligaments in his knee? Oh, he don't got no knee. It's a loose burger. Got it. Next question.
Come on, that's an anomaly, though, man. Come on, you can't do that, man. That's an anomaly.
No, that's what happened. That's what happened. Listen, they drafted him first overall. He led the league in pass attempts. This is what the team does.
That's bad coaching, though, because Joe Mixon been injured this year, but he had Joe Mixon. Like okay. you had a top 10 back in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? So he was good. He had a couple of receivers, couple of young Higgins and Boyd. You know what I'm saying? Like he had it.
Good head coaches are not way down there picking. That's not what's down there picking there. But let me just get to this. Picture talk. Keeping Matthew Stafford will just make the rebuild longer than it needs to be. 100% agree with OMG. Draft a quarterback. There will be a deal for Matthew Stafford eventually. Pitches talk. That's not what we're talking about.
Yeah, we're not saying don't draft a quarterback at all.
And that's not what OMG is talking about. What OMG is saying is there's time for new blood. He wants a new quarterback, and he also wants the new quarterback while moving on from Stafford. My argument is keep Stafford, draft your quarterback, but let that quarterback sit behind Stafford. And then after the financial burden is not there, you can move on.
I can get with that. I mean, I'm not totally against that. Like, but that's gonna keep you from drafting the quarter. If it keeps you from drafting the quarterback in the first round because you got Stafford, then I don't want it. Only way I would keep that is if you go out and you draft the quarterback in the first round, just like you drafted Stafford. You drafted Stafford in the first round, and he's like the hero to Detroit because he's been great at times. Okay, so go out again in the first round and get you a quarterback. And now, if you do that, then you can keep Stafford. But if Stafford makes you feel comfortable enough where you don't have to do that, then you got to get rid of Stafford.
Well. Black Inuyasha. I mean, he got a dope picture and a dope name. I really do love that anime.
I love Cane. That's a Cane Corso, man. That's the dog I want. I love Cane Corso.
That ain't no Cane Corso right there.
Yeah, it is. That's a Cane Corso.
No, Cane Corso head bigger than that, bro. I feel like that's a pit bull. That's some form of a pit bull.
The Cane Corso it's in the pit bull family.
I know, but I've seen Cane Corso. Their head is way bigger than that. Like, Way bigger.
Black Instant Rachel, can you tell us, is that a pit bull or a cane corso?
Yeah, tell me. It's a pit bull though. But listen. I love the dog. I think it's a beautiful dog. But anyway, he says when it comes to stats, Dak Prescott 66% completion, 4.6% touchdown, 1.7 interception versus Stafford 62% complete. Yeah, you can't do that. If you go through and you looking at the stats as a career, you already said it yourself. Stafford has been in the league longer than him, so you don't want to do that. But two, you got to keep in mind, go and look at Dak Prescott's first year, second year, and third year. All those games that they won, they led those games in rushing by Ezekiel Elliott. And then go and look at the season where they suspended Ezekiel Elliott for the first 4 games, I think it was, and look at Dak Prescott in those games. Real terrible. Go and look at games where Dak Prescott has thrown the ball over 29 times. It gets real suspect. So that's all I'm saying. What makes you think, this comes from Marcus Willis, what makes you think Stafford is going to want to go through another rebuild? He's not going through another rebuild. The problem is we, the fans, are saying rebuild. We should be doing a renovation. And so what that means is you are adding in pieces while subtracting pieces, i.e. you go and buy a house and you want to rehab the house. You don't destroy the whole entire house. That's not a rehab. That's a rebuild. Well, we need a rehab. We need some renovations done to upgrade us to a certain level, and that's my point I'm trying to make there.
All right, Luke, I just want to ask you real fast because, like, you say that, like, this, we all agree this team it has holes pretty much everywhere. There's like what part of this house are you keeping? I guess is my question. What part of this house do you think could be a starter on a Super Bowl winning team or a Super Bowl contender?
First of all, PD, you rock, because that's a great question. And two, the part of the house that I'm keeping off rip is starting with the offensive line. We've already started to build that, and that is a good foundational work. So now we got the offensive line going. We added a running back who has quality in Swift. That's another good piece you can go forward with. You have the tight end for the short game and the blocking. That's another good piece. Now let's flip that over to the defense. Don't think because I didn't say nobody's name that I mean that I want them gone. I'm just pointing them out to the piece that you can build off of. You got John Pennicini, another D lineman who's a good piece to start off with. You invested in Julian Okoye, who needs to somehow pan out, but I don't think he will. But it's still a piece that you have to work with. You invested in Jeff Okudah, who, apparently you took him 3rd overall, so you believe that he is going to do some things that are special, and if he is not, then so be it. But hold on. What cannot happen is this: you cannot go into this house because you got some pieces. You got pieces with Pennicini, you got Okudah, you got Amari, you got Julian Okoye, you got Romeo Okoye. You have to just put some other pieces in place to help out. Even Tracy Walker can play a significant role if given the right support around him. So you have some pieces in place. You just got to re-up on the defensive line, re-up on some more linebackers, because the only one who should be staying from that linebacking core, which by default is going to be Tavai, and then the other person who should stay because he's a good linebacker is Jerry Davis. But outside of that, you're just adding in pieces. When you say rebuild, I'm blowing up everything, and I'm not trying to do that.
Okay.
Right.
And that's actually I like those pieces. I like those pieces actually. Now that you mentioned those pieces.
Right.
I'll have to see how Okudah turns out, of course. But he's got plenty of time. We gotta see how certain players turn out. But I like that. I like that.
Shout out to James Holyfield. He says, brothers, I'm really enjoying this show today. Shout out to all the DSA crew. Appreciate it, man. We just
what up?
I'm just talking some football. That's all it is.
Hey, Luke. Post. What was that dude's name? King Sethos. Post his comment up there again, please.
Which one?
He said, "Man, please." Oh man, he said something stupid.
More crime should change the logo to a teardrop. Is that the one?
He said I was an undercover Jets fan or something like that. Man, don't even put my hands on you.
You did something.
But see the thing that y'all people don't realize is my aggression. You know what I'm saying? And that's natural, normal aggression. Like I'm not listen now for real. I'm not a YouTuber who just talk real aggressive because he on YouTube. I'm a former professional boxer. Like that's what I do. I'm a heavyweight. You know what I'm saying? I'm 6'1", 255.
Mike.
Like I'm for real out here. Like, so when I talk like this, it's not because I'm trying. That's naturally me. My wife get mad at me all the time. Like, lower your voice. Stop talking so aggressive. They're just kids, Michael. They're just kids. That's me. That's me.
Mike.
I scared of birds. I scared of dogs. I scared of kids. I scared of wife. I scared everybody when I talk.
He said I scared of birds and the dog. Mike, he said that it's a pit bull, but Steve-O said that it's a pit bull mixed with Cane Corso. They call them American bullies. I'm familiar with the American bully breeds, but I know that their heads are bigger, like the Cane Corso, the actual full-blooded Cane Corso, they got some huge heads. And so,
yeah.
But he said it's a pit bull, though. So just want to put that out there. All right, this is y'all time. Any questions y'all got, shoot them. We'll take them. We'll try our best to answer them. Obviously, you know, I didn't forget Ramon New Age. I say he's in that list. Mara said he think you undercover too.
Man, look, I'm telling y'all, man, y'all don't know me. Y'all don't know me like that, man. I be trying I'm just naturally like that, man. I can't help it.
But that's not what they're talking about. They're talking about how hard you're pushing for us to move on from a player without a proper plan. You don't have a proper plan, and that's the problem. People don't have a problem with you saying move on from Stafford. But tell them how it should be done. Give them a reason why it should be done.
I said it though. You draft a quarterback. Well, my whole plan was to not win 2 more games. That was my plan 6 weeks ago, was not to win 2 more games. So they kind of already screwed my plan. But my plan was to go in that top 5, draft a quarterback, and also get a veteran quarterback. And then build, but they already kind of messed up that plan because they didn't want 2 more useless games, and now we in the same position I didn't want us to be in when we was 3 and whatever. So
okay. Now I'll just root my team to lose. That I just won't, and I just don't think. I don't think what's getting the player you think is gonna translate to what you think it's gonna translate to. That's just mine. I guess that's just my.
Okay, so I got a question. So if say. We out here hooping, right? And Michael Jordan is right there, and you know if you lose the next 2 games, you're gonna get Michael Jordan.
Dude, we don't know.
You're not gonna lose him.
But
you don't lose him.
Don't know if we're gonna get Michael Jordan.
Hold on.
I don't know Michael Jordan.
You cannot use a basketball reference to football. We know what football is. It's a sport. It's not like I'm asking you to make it up. Give me a football reference.
Okay. I can get behind what he's saying, but here's the thing.
I can't because you know why? In basketball, one player can change your whole entire team's fortune, i.e. LeBron James. Let's keep going.
Okay. Look, listen. I'll let you know how a quarterback changes the whole game. Look at Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson looks like a hot
he does, but Lamar Jackson took that team. Joe Flacco couldn't even get near the playoffs.
He won.
Okay.
He changed the whole.
But I'm talking about the last couple of years. He couldn't get near the playoffs. Lamar Jackson took that team to the playoffs. And Lamar Jackson, come on, man, y'all trying to act like Lamar Jackson ain't even had success.
Lamar Jackson succeeded last year because of 2 reasons. One, nobody was really trying to coach. They was when they came out to coach against him. Their first priority was, we got to slow down Lamar Jackson, but they had a bigger problem. They was running the crap out that ball with Ingram and Gus Edwards and the other running back. I'm drawing a blank.
Yeah.
But my point I'm trying to make to you is I want to answer this question. This is from 313 Kurt, who says, where is that XFL quarterback Jordan Amamu? He's on the Lions practice squad. Don the 19 says, if you take a quarterback in the first round, who you taking in the second, Mike?
I'm going defense. I'm probably taking a middle linebacker in the second.
Who?
Oh, I'm not good on the draft class this year, man. I'm really not. I'm honestly.
If you take a quarterback in the first round, who you taking in the second? PD?
Oh, you're talking to me? Oh, yeah. Sorry. I don't know why. I had a space to get. Oh my gosh. Man, that's a really good question. Dang. Oh man. I'd probably go somewhere on defense. Maybe, yeah, I'd probably just go somewhere on defense. I don't have anyone off the top of my head that I would take. But
if it's me, I'm trying to trade back into the first round. But if I can't get back into the first round and I got to just sit there, I'm praying to God that Paris Ford from Pittsburgh falls to me, the safety. Y'all gonna find a thing with Luke. Y'all gonna find a thing with Luke.
The only reason why I don't like that is because we had a chance to get Isaiah Simmons and we didn't. And now just to go get another safety that's not as good as Isaiah Simmons is that's like a slap in the face.
Well, the thing I like about Paris Ford is he reminds me of Cam Chancellor. He just wants the smoke of hitting you hard, and I'll take that.
Me too.
Andre Cisco is the guy that I like because he wants the ball. SpeakEZ Sports, fellow DSA member says, and who gonna low-key help me get to that 1K? So if you have not subscribed to him, it is linked on my channel. It is in the description. It is also featured on my channel, so check it out. James Holyfield says, OMG, you an FML, bro. You're in my tribe. So he Fred Jackson says he told you the plan where you just don't want Stafford to go. What he told us the plan? What was the plan again?
Yeah. The plan was to draft a quarterback in the top 10 and also to sign you a good veteran. Like I used Ryan Fitzpatrick as an example. You sign him, you get your quarterback, and you do the same thing you did with Tua. Even though Tua was nursing an injury, you kind of do the same thing you did with Tua. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I mean, that's
Stafford. Why can't he sit behind Stafford?
No, listen,
I didn't say he couldn't. I didn't. But remember, I said if Stafford makes you not take a quarterback in the first round and get rid of him.
Listen,
but if you can still take a QB in the first round and keep Stafford, then I'm all for it. I just don't think it's gonna happen.
Okay, listen, PD, don't even argue with him. I hope they do that because we already know that that's work. It worked so well with everybody else before Stafford. It worked brilliantly. It worked just like that. Woo! Here's looking at you, Joey Harrington. Come
on, man.
I can keep going. I ain't got to do the Lions. I can go to other teams, but we just gonna go with it. King Sato says, "Preach, Luke. Appreciate it." Shay says, "If we lose the next game, we'll probably be in the top 5."
I don't know if that's true.
And you didn't even have to do nothing, but just be who you are. And that's a team that sucks, that's been poorly coached by poorly coaching coaches. But again, the fan base that we have deals with stuff that don't make no sense. I.e., they ask for one thing, then when it don't work, they blame the quarterback. But I'm waiting on people like Mike to say, yeah, I was wrong about Patricia, and because of that, that's why we are where we are.
Yeah,
I've been said that. Luke, what you talking about?
You have not said that we are where we are because of the head coach. You're still blaming.
Yes, I am. I'm not. I've said that. I've been said that, Luke. I've been said that Patricia didn't let this team. I've been said that.
No disrespect. My bad.
Yeah. Patricia's horrible. And I feel bad because I'm one of the ones who wanted him. I wanted Patricia.
Listen, D-Town Diplomat said that, Luke, I've heard you say tanking won't change anything. I disagree. Tell me why.
Dipset.
Tell me why, man. So Stafford was a 7-year veteran when Dak got into the NFL. Stafford only improved in his yards. But to do that proves he had wide receivers. So what's the excuse for his interception stats? Bad decisions? I mean, yeah, some of it is bad decisions. Some of it is bad throws. Some of it is like poor offensive line play. Some of it is just not running the ball. Some of it is what you saw today. Why was he out there playing? Why is he out there? Ribs messed up, torn ligament in his throwing hand.
Right.
Now add on to it an ankle, and he's out there for what? For what? Sometimes you got to get a player out of his own way. Like, seriously, because you got to keep in mind, even when I was in college, I played through injuries knowing I shouldn't have been out there, but I was afraid that somebody could take my spot for being hurt. Don't believe me? Go and talk to Drew Bledsoe.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can go down a list of people who have lost their spots to injury. So a lot of it is the coaching staff got to be able to protect the player from themselves. And you saw it today. They didn't do that. This man out here already hurt, and they threw him out there anyway. It don't make sense. Mars Atlanta says Jackson is trash. Again, this is your time for questions. Alexa, play "Don't Leave Me" by Blackstreet Stafford fans.
Don't leave me, girl.
Hey, that boy is
you know,
crazy.
You know about that.
Devontae Watson, ain't no guarantees, big dog, but I get what you're saying. Hell, I don't. Detroit know what they want to do, and that's my problem. You got to have a plan. You got to have some type of plan. 313 J-Mo says Lamar is a beast. Stop the hate. Yeah, it's funny how he still beasting it, huh? Without that run game, stop it. Stop playing with me. Now and then, first thing he gonna say is, "Well, we're not doing so good this year because people know our plays." Boy, bye.
Dang, why you address J-Mo like he was a random fan? He one of us.
No, I'm saying. No, J-Mo do this back and forth.
I know.
He'd be like, "I don't agree." I'd be like, "Listen, it's the reality. He's not doing what he did last year. That's because the biggest difference is they're not running the ball the same."
Right.
And they moved off a guy that won the Super Bowl exactly, and y'all want to keep a guy who can't win a playoff game. Only Lions fans.
Brady wasn't even the biggest dude. They kept Brady forever, and Brady wasn't even the reason the Patriot. He wasn't even close to the biggest.
When did Drew Bledsoe win the Super Bowl?
Right. Is he talking about Brady or is he talking about Bledsoe? Like,
I think he's talking about Brady, and Brady left on his own.
Right, Brady left on his own. The owner didn't want to get rid of him. The head coach wanted to move on from him, so he can start to put in some other people. Basketball.
James Gibson, you getting on my nerves.
Here's why it's not a top 5 pick that you get that changed things. It's a top 5 pick in every round that changes everything. We ended up with Okudah and Swift. Well, listen, Swift might be worth the bill. Okudah, I think, is a safety. But I think if you give him a good safety, he might be a better corner. And you're going to have to give him the same scenario he had at Ohio State with a good, amazing front seven and amazing safety and cornerback help on the other side. It made his job so much easier. So you're going to have to create a perfect storm for him, and that's another question. The Dern says, what do you think we do with the wide receiver position during this offseason? Very good question. What do you think we do with that position?
Oh, that's a good that is a huge question, actually. There's so much there's a lot of things we can do. Honestly, we probably maybe we'll draft a receiver. I don't know, because like Marvin Jones might be gone. Galladay might be gone. And that's actually more like probably gone. Amendola's gone. Oh, that's a good question. We might draft one in the later rounds or maybe even the mid rounds. We might sign a receiver. Right. I don't know what receivers are out there, but
AJ Green.
Oh, AJ Green. Oh,
yeah.
You got AJ Green out there. You got Corey Davis out there. You have. I mean, you really do have options. It depends on which you got. Allen Robinson out there. Sammy Watkins.
Can I just add this in? If I knew we was gonna be in this position, like of course none of us knew, but if I could have like predicted the future and seen that we was in this position and we was gonna be in this position in the offseason, I would have kept Travis Fulgham. I sure would have.
I'm okay with them moving on from Travis Fulgham because you got, like I said, the biggest free agent I think next year is going to be Juju Smith-Schuster if he hit the market, because they got to figure out what they're going to do with Juju. But I think that depending on how you want to go about it, I think what they're going to do is they're going to replenish it with a free agent hiring 1 or 2 free agent pickups and receiver, and they're going to draft some people. But they're going to draft them based on a skill set to the new quarterback that's going to be sitting behind Stafford. So that's what I think they're going to do. They feel like with Stafford, I could just give them some receivers and we'll go and play with that. We're going to tailor it towards the new quarterback who will be sitting behind Stafford. Let's see. Let me get down to some of these questions. O-line, wide receiver, or D tackle in that order.
You're talking about a period in the draft?
I mean, they could be talking about the draft, but they didn't.
See, Dipset, I was with you at first. Like, nah, I'm not with you no more.
Let's see. I'm going through trying to get on all these questions, man. I'm trying to hit on as many as possible. Obviously, we want to talk about this. The Lions need a safety or a linebacker. Bad. I've been saying that for like 2-3 seasons, man. I swear to God. Like, can we just get a dominating safety? Like, God, that just changes everything. I want a safety too. And listen, the safety changes the game. They have a direct impact on games, and it's a huge impact. They do it all the time. Look what Darwin did for the Chargers. Look at Troy Polamalu did. Ed Reed did. What's my man that RP Sean Taylor? That safety has a direct impact. Hell, the Lions back in '91, Benny Blaze. I mean, come down and lay you out. That's who Paris Ford remind me of. Just want to hit you. he just want to hit you. We got some mini pieces on defense with years left on their contract. Right, that's what I'm saying. Devontae Wilson, Cisco, but I doubt we'll be there in the second. Now, Cisco not making it to the second round pick. He's not making it there. Paris Ford could be a third rounder or later. He could be. I know I would be shocked if he went in the first, but then again, if y'all go back to, I want to say it was the draft where Buda Baker came out. I really wanted him. I even argued that he was probably the best talent in the draft for me, and I argued that Byron Murphy was probably the best corner that year, and they have both proven me to be right so far. Both of those guys have played very good so far, and I'm not mad at them.
What else, SpeakEZ?
He said, I'm glad he on my team. Chase Daniels under contract for the next year. Yeah. That's why.
Oh God.
If if you want to move on, then that's going to be your quarterback. You should be okay with it. Stafford is literally a veteran that already knows how the Lions are. Well, some of us want Fitzpatrick, but we're not judging them because we love them. That's what it is. According to Benjamin, need to be a comedian. I don't want any more forwards on this team. I can't play with you. I can't play with you. Let's see. When do NFL contracts is not guaranteed? What do you mean? When do NFL contract is not guaranteed?
I don't understand that.
Can you kind of clarify that for me, Fred? Fred, if I can call you Fred, I don't want to be disrespectful. Because Stafford ain't a transitional quarterback, he's a win now guy. Well, unfortunately, you should be trying to win now. Transitional for what? It's like those people who I see be wearing glasses for no reason. Like I got like a lot of friends and they love Cartier glasses. They don't really need them, and they've been wearing these Cartier glasses for so long that now they really need glasses and they irritated. If your eyes are good, don't mess them up. You know what I mean?
This is never gonna happen. But read this comment, please, Luke.
Hold on. What if a team offers a first and a later round pick for Stafford? Do you think about making that trade?
Hell yeah.
A first and a later
and a later round. Hell yeah, because I don't know what they smoking, and I want some.
They offer up just the first. I'm not taking it, but a first and another pick, depending on how late. If it's like a first and a seventh, I mean, you got to take it, I guess, because at that point you're trying to build back up your draft capital, and it's a first. But if that first is like 32, that's a second round pick. I don't know if I'm taking that. And now if that first is like, say for example, like, let's see, let's look at the standings right now. Let's say like San Francisco, who's picking 12, Denver, who's picking 13, offer up that first. Hands down, I'm taking that. But let's say like a team like Washington at 19, I'm taking that. Jacksonville at 22, I'm not taking that. Because Jacksonville is directly in competition for quarterback play, and they're going to take their quarterback first and early on. But then they're going to turn Stafford to being the guy that's going to basically bridge in their young quarterback. And meanwhile, we're going to have an extra pick, but then we're going to toss our guy to the fire. But let's say if it's a team like Indianapolis at 23, yeah, I'll take their first at 23 because their late pick going to have to be at least a fourth for them to get it. So certain teams, depending on who they are, yeah. Tampa Bay at 25, they're going to come out of much more at 25 because you're talking about getting a player that can supersede and keep going. Pittsburgh at 28. Would I take theirs at 28? Yes, because that 28 is going to guarantee me more than just a late pick. I'm going to get multiple picks for that.
But
so you got to kind of play that who's going to give you what game.
I got a question, Luke.
Yes.
Now, you and me both agreed, right? We both agreed a few weeks ago that Stafford is a third-round draft pick trade, maybe a second if a team got an injured quarterback. So if we said that, then how could you not take a first-round pick? Like, if it was just a first-round pick, how could you not take that if you already agree with me that Stafford is like, they're not giving up no first for him. They might give up a second if their quarterback is hurt and they're trying to make the playoffs. He's a third-round pick. Because trade.
I remember this happen. I can't remember what year it was, but I was watching the draft this one year, and the team traded away a player, and they got like a first-round pick for it. I'm going to go back and look it up, but that team took that first with their first and moved ahead of the other team and took the player that they wanted. After they told them that they wasn't taking that player, they took that trade and moved ahead and took the player that they wanted. And so if I'm trading with people, I need to know, one, you're not trying to get people that I want, and two, that your pick that you're giving me, I gained enough value for it. So just the first to be having a first don't work. So let's say if the first is the Kansas City Chiefs, let's say they go out and they repeat, and now I'm picking at 32, but now I'm giving them Stafford for the 32nd pick. Who cares? That's basically a second round pick. So at that point, I'm good. But if you're telling me you're keeping me within that top 25 of my talent, okay, we can talk. Because the later the pick get, you get more assets, but I also got to be sure that you're not trying to get something that I want. Because what if I want that late pick to get a guy like, I don't know, the next Randy Moss, I don't know, whoever. But then you don't supersede me and did it, then it's like, nah. It's like, I'm good on that. I'll pass on that. That's what I'm saying. I want to make sure that I get value for the pick. Some things are worth it. I get it. But if you just take that first, now, like I said, we're back to square one on who's going to be the starting quarterback for the Lions. I don't want my rookie quarterback playing at all year one unless it's preseason. That's my attitude.
Okay.
Shay says, I'm not mad at Patricia, just disappointed. Well,
I'm mad. I'm furious.
I need a God staff. I think he meant to say a good Stafford debate. Hey, you can come on the show. It's an open forum. I'd rather be in next year's first rounder, though, with a full season of. See, that's another good point, too. Because now, if you're telling me that we're getting a first, let's say like somebody come and say, we'll give you a first for Stafford in next year's draft. But let's say that team is like the Packers or New England. Is that a real legitimate first? I probably would take that in the next year's draft because ain't no telling where we gonna land. So yeah, I'm with you on that easy. If I can get a first in next year's draft, cool. But if you're talking about a first in this year's, I want to stay in the top 25. Patricia was dumpster juice, but I honestly think Quin effed him up way worse. I think Quin finally did something different this year. Luke, you ain't playing because you was getting splinters on the bench. Yeah, that's when I went rogue. It says you ain't fooling nobody. Look, they know they on to you. Lamar Jackson can't play football from behind. He just beat the Cleveland Browns when he was behind. Crow talk with facts, bro. Watch the games. Luke, who is your dog pick in this draft? Bonafide Beast. Oh, yeah, you got a little early, but I'll give you one of my first ones. I absolutely love Andre Sisco because I've already talked about him. So I'll give you that one on defense. But on offense, I honestly believe that my dog pick is Zach Wilson. I think Zach Wilson going to not have to go to one of those bottom feeding teams is going to come in and perform well. He plays smart, and that's the most important thing. He plays smart, but he has the physical talents as well.
That's a good one.
Rodgers and Breeze and Stafford with the Super Bowl win. Let's see. Stafford would be a winner if they would have took the ball out of his hand and ran the ball more than that. It's funny because even in this game today, I don't know if y'all noticed this, but in this game today, when Stafford was in, they were still passing the ball a lot. And then when he got hurt, they instantly started running the ball more with Chase Daniels. And I'm like, why was you not doing this with Stafford?
Right.
I don't understand why they do this. Let me see. I'm trying to hit on as many of these as possible before we get out of here.
I do blame Jim Caldwell though for this evolution of Matt Stafford and the dependency that our fan base has grew for Matt Stafford. I blame Jim Caldwell for that because we wasn't built around Matt Stafford under Jim Schwartz. We was built around Ndamukong Suh in that defense, and Jim Caldwell wanted to make him Peyton Manning. And he built the offense up to be that type of spread, do whatever you want to type of offense. And he made it so we transitioned to out of that defensive mentality to be dependent on Stafford like he was Peyton Manning. And now we can't get over the hump and nobody can see past it. Like he done put the blinders on all the Lions Nation. Like there's nothing past Stafford. Like I blame that on Caldwell.
No, I think Caldwell. I think it's different. I think when you don't have an identity, you go with what puts butts in the seats. And to me, Stafford puts butts in the seat. It's just that simple. 313 Curt says keep Marvin. All he do is ball. I agree. But we do need more speed. Speed. I agree with that as well.
Fulgham.
Dude, what about Fulgham? I don't care about Fulgham. I don't care about these players that aren't on the team anymore. I just don't.
I care. I don't either, but I care about players that we draft and we let go, and then they go somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? And before their first initial contract is up, they go somewhere else, and on that rookie contract, they start playing. That pisses me off.
Fulgham, dude, that doesn't happen. I don't think that happens as much as people think it does. I have to look into it a little hard, but I just don't think it's as big of an issue.
Agree.
It's just made out.
It's not that big, but it has with some of our offensive linemen. You know what I'm saying? They have gone and, but that's another story. I'm not going to get into it, but yeah.
James Willis says franchise tag Galladay. They should not, and they better not, because that's almost like $19 million guaranteed. So if your cap, right now we're at 14, you figure all these people going to come off the books. We're looking at closely to about 24 million, and now 19 of that is guaranteed going to come off the books for franchise tagging a receiver. I will have a cow. I just don't see the logic in doing that. Let me see. I'm gonna make sure I don't miss nobody's question, man. I just want to try to hit as many as possible. I don't see anything else. All right, let's go. Wait, hold on. What's this? Luke G need to make a video on how to repair a whole defense and who you replacing with the backups on defense. Oh, I like that. Let me take a screenshot of that. I like that idea. Thank you, Jimbo. Yeah. I like that one.
You build a defense from the middle out. The inside tackle, the middle linebacker out. That's how you build that defense.
I like that idea. Depending on your plans with Stafford would dictate receiving core, because first things first, run the ball. Stafford can develop receivers, right? I believe he can.
Yeah, Stafford does. I think that's an underrated aspect of him is utilizing his receivers and doing what he has, using what he has to their max potential. But
here's the thing. Steve-O says Zach Wilson is probably going to the Jets. With the second pick, Fields is falling in mock drafts. Even if Fields is falling, you still can walk away with Fields or Trey Lance. And guess what? They don't have to do nothing but sit behind a veteran and learn. I think Zach Wilson is. If Zach Wilson go to the Jets, they better give him. They better give him everything he needs. Because
I pray for that kid if he goes to the Jets, dude.
Man. See, if he comes to Detroit, you got to understand. In Detroit, he at least got a running back. He got a tight end. He got a half of an offensive line. Yeah, I said half.
It is half. I agree. It is half.
I'm not sure what the hell going on with Big V and the other guy, but I'm hoping that Steinberg gets in there and starts to play. Stingley Stingley, I've been watching him. Darius Stingley, is he coming out? Word is that he is, but he hasn't said nothing that I've seen yet. Stingley's a guy that I even said played better than Okudah, and people told me I was out of my damn mind. And I said, okay. This year he has been getting abused. But hey, I don't want to see another cornerback for a while. Oh, J-Mo, I was right about Daphne Trufant. I told you he had injury issues and that he would not finish this season with more than half the games played. Just saying.
Mm-hmm. You did say that.
Let's be honest. What was Trufant even doing when he was playing? Like,
not a whole lot.
And getting cooked. I think he was doing that, but
I forgot that one game where he was in the back of the end zone and he wouldn't guard nobody, and the dude caught the ball. I can't remember what game that was in.
Carolina, I think.
I was like, oh my God, he lucky that me and him can't meet up.
See what I'm saying? There you go. Or as James Holyfield said, they go that FML coming out. Mars is who's your Super Bowl pick? Okay, my Super Bowl pick is probably going to shock a lot of people. But I think this team is going to sneak into the Super Bowl. Unlikely. I think Buffalo's going to make it to the Super Bowl.
Luke, you my man. I was just thinking that. I'm sorry.
I know people are writing them off because they're not consistent. I think they sneak into the Super Bowl because you got to just look at who they're going to end up having to play, and I think they can play with a lot of these teams on the NFC side. On the NFC side, and I could be wrong about this, people. This is just me throwing out some early predictions. But I think the team that makes it to the Super Bowl on the NFC side is the Green Bay Packers.
Oh, no. No.
Dude, the Packers are a pretty good team, actually. So.
And you got to keep in mind, if they mess around and get home field advantage, who's trying to play in that cold?
No one.
No one.
Hey. You're forgetting Tom Brady playing that cold.
Oh, that's a good point.
He's been in Florida for all the last season.
No, he been in forever. Yeah, bro. Tom Brady know to play in that cold. We gonna put that.
Dude, I played football down south, right? I played football down south. I was down there all the bit of starting from basically the end of August, and we had a game that came up in December. And we ended up having to play. Who was that we ended up playing? Tennessee. It was Tennessee. But it was cold there for some reason. Now here I am from Michigan, but I've been playing down south, and we playing Tennessee. And I think the temperature was like 60 degrees. I felt every bit of that. I was like, oh my God, it's cold. And being here in Michigan, this is normal for me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying. It's a huge difference for a guy who's been playing in the cold to then leave the cold and be playing in heat. And then now all of a sudden when they get cold, your body don't adapt it to the heat. That's like when you watch the people from Arizona. They're always trying to get you to come play them there because if they got to go out there and play in that cold, they going to feel that hit. I'm telling you.
Right.
But let's go ahead and get into our final thoughts, good people. I appreciate everybody for rocking with us. PD, man, what are your final thoughts for the people?
Well, just thanks everyone for tuning in. I'm sorry that the year did not go the way we wanted it to go, but we'll always be here. We're always we'll always get through the highs and the lows together. The DSA and you in the chat, we will always get through the highs and the lows together. Hopefully the Lions, hopefully Sheila can turn this around. Hopefully all the good stuff is on the way. But yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed, and we hope you had a very good holiday. We hope you had good holidays, and I hope you have a good new year and all that stuff.
So salute to that. Let's go ahead and over to you, Mr. OMG. This Lions.
I'm sorry, because 313 Curt said Trufant need to go to prison for stealing money.
Hey, him and his snap. I don't even
I want to ask him. No, I'm sorry. He didn't give himself the contracts. That's Bob Quin's fault for giving him that contract. Nobody Like,
True. That is true.
It's not the player's fault. I guess it's partially the player's fault, but no one's going to turn down the money. It's their fault for giving them the money. They didn't hand it to themselves.
That's fair enough.
Right.
D-Town Diplomat, shoot me a message on Twitter or IG, and I will get you on the show. So just simply shoot me a message, and we'll get you on the show. That's how it works. It's that simple.
Yeah, but let me go on and close this out though, man. My bad. I didn't mean to get sidetracked, but yeah, man. I love talking with the DSA fellas, man. I love debating with Luke, man. That's become like one of my most favorite things to do, man. Is debate with you because you gonna come from a statistical point of view, and I'm gonna come by from what my eyes is telling me, and sometimes those don't line up.
Mine's is based on film. If the statistics support what my film say, that ain't my fault. Mine's is based on film.
I know, but I love it, man. Shout out to all the people in the chat, man. OMG's Lions Talk, man. Check me out.
All right.
Okay. All right. Now listen, good people. Obviously, the Lions took a loss. I don't think nobody had them winning. I looked at the pick'em lead. Nobody picked them to win. Well, I take that back. Somebody did, but I was like, y'all just trying to be that's just blind support. But overall, people, listen, we just got through one holiday, Christmas. We got another holiday coming up, which I believe is the second biggest holiday for drinking. And so I wanted to kind of give a heads up early message of this. Please be responsible. Okay. Just because you think you can handle your liquor does not mean the next person in the other vehicle can. Okay. Let me say that one more time for people. Just because you can handle your liquor does not mean that the next person in the other vehicle can. Somebody out there is going to be doing something they ain't got no business doing. And what I want you to understand is this. The most important thing that you should be focusing on is being able to get back to those who care about you. Whether it be friends, family, dogs, pets, birds, books, whatever that is, your goal should be to get back to them. I want to hear from you, not about you. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, please make sure you subscribe to all the members of the DSA. They are linked in my feature channel. They are linked in the description as well. Thanks, PD, for coming on and talking some football with us. Thank you, Mike, aka OMG's Lions Talk, for coming on and talking some football with us. Thank you to all the people in the chat who came in and have some good, respectful debates. I love when I see y'all in there disagreeing and being respectful about y'all disagreements and supporting y'all answers. So keep that up. Well, y'all do not like. I'm laughing because listen, bro. It was somebody who was from Florida, Alabama, Arizona. Can y'all please explain? Whether you do it in the chat or you do it after the video's over, can y'all please explain how different it was when you stay here in Michigan, you're used to the cold, but then you go somewhere and been living somewhere else where it's warm for a while and come back to the cold, how your body reacts to it. Yes, 60 degrees at that time was cold as hell to me. I felt it. I'm telling you, I felt it. And if it wasn't for me playing, I don't know if I could have functioned it because it was a terrible 60 degrees. But yes, it was cold, bro. Don't be like that 313 Curt. You ain't got to do me like that. But that's it is what it is. I ain't mad at you. But good people, please make sure. He said you's a punk. You got 60 degrees. Happy late Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you and everyone. Appreciate that, Jimbo G. Merry Christmas to you as well, and Happy New Year. Hopefully we get some shows in before the new year come up. That's the plan. But like I said, we all have been busy with the holidays and trying to enjoy each other as we get out of 2020, a year that would be remembered for all the bad things, but try to find a positive. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, please make sure that you subscribe to all the members of the DSA, and if at all nothing else, please, don't be no chump. Please do your research. We are out.